welcome to another episode of What Travis Says. My name is Travis, and today we're continuing my Doctor Who rewatch. Today we'll be talking about the Doctor Who 50th anniversary special, The Day of the Doctor. In 2013, something has awakened in London's National Gallery. In 1592, a murderous plot is afoot in Elizabethan England, and somewhere out in the far reaches of space, an ancient war reaches its final conclusion. And instead of going off of the number of main doctors and giving you 13 interesting facts, today I'm going to be giving you 50 interesting facts about this anniversary special. The working title for this special was The Time War, but the production team believed that they were giving away too much of the story in the title alone. This special aired on November 23rd, exactly 50 years to the day that the first episode of Doctor Who aired. It aired in 94 countries across 6 continents, earning it the Guinness World Record of the world's largest simulcast of a TV drama. Similar to the special The Two Doctors, the opening is filmed in black and white and then quickly fades into color. Christopher Eccleston actually took several meetings with showrunner Stephen Moffat about reprising his role in this special, but ultimately dropped out due to an agreement not being reached. Because of this, the War Doctor's regeneration into 9 is only partial, because Moffat felt it was unethical to completely show Eccleston's face. The 11th Doctor carves the base code of the Vortex Manipulator into the wall. 17, 16, 23, 11, 63. This is the exact time and date of the original broadcast of the first episode of Doctor Who, An Unearthly Child. As Clara passes Coal Hill School on her motorcycle, the clock reads 5:16. This is another reference to when An Unearthly Child was broadcast. One of the devices in the Black Archive was the Magna Clamp that the 10th Doctor and Rose used to hang on to the wall in Doomsday. John Hurt didn't actually audition for the role of the War Doctor. He was offered the role and said yes, with remarkable speed. One Dalek fighter can be seen getting knocked away from the destruction, alluding to that being the surviving Daleks of the Time War. Prior to this special, the last great time war between the Daleks and the Time Lords had not been shown in TV, in the comics, or even in the novels. When the War Doctor asks about the kiss, if more of that seems to happen in the future, the 11th Doctor says, "It does start to happen, yeah," referencing how in the classic series, no kissing scenes were allowed whatsoever. The moment is first mentioned in the episode The End of Time Part 2, when a Gallifreyan is talking about the Doctor and says he is still in possession of the moment. Freema Agyeman and John Barrowman both stated that they were not going to be in the 50th anniversary, but how they would like to reprise their roles at some point in the future. Throughout the special, the War Doctor is never referred to as the War Doctor. Knowing that Matt Smith was planning to leave the series, Moffat wrote a small introduction to the 12th Doctor in this special before even knowing who was going to play the 12th Doctor. This is the second televised appearance of the Zygons, the first appearance and introduction being Terror of the Zygons. Coal Hill School at the beginning of the special names Ian Chesterton, one of the Doctor's first companions, as Chairman of the Governors. Photos of the prequel minisode The Night of the Doctor had been leaked, so the BBC decided to release The Night of the Doctor earlier than planned. On Paul McGann's birthday, no less. Paul McGann's line, "Will it hurt?" is actually a subtle pun about the actor about to succeed him as the Doctor, John Hurt. Originally, Clara saved the Doctors from their cell by convincing the jailer that she was a witch. Because this special was filmed in 3D, it took much longer to film than normal, and every CGI scene needed to be rendered twice. To preserve the secret of the War Doctor, John Hurt was listed as Omega on the call sheet. Jenna Coleman's stunt double for the motorcycle scenes was actually a man. The TARDIS interior set floor had to be raised from its normal height in order to allow the stunt double to drive Clara's motorcycle into the TARDIS. As a security measure, Stephen Moffat did not make any copies of this script. The only copy was on Moffat's computer under lock and key. To keep Tom Baker's involvement with this special a secret, he didn't even get a hotel overnight. He was driven to Cardiff from his house before dawn. Colin Baker, who played the 6th Doctor, was slightly irritated that Tom Baker was asked to appear in this special, but none of the other surviving classic Doctors were. The War Doctor was originally called the Renegade, and the script listed him as the Other Doctor. John Hurt is the first actor to play the Doctor in the revival to be born before the original series premiered. Lord Bentham was a reference to Jeremy Bentham, a Doctor Who historian and co-founder of the Doctor Who Appreciation Society. There's been a controversy among fans if the 3rd Doctor stories took place in the 1970s or in the 1980s. In this special, Kate Stewart actually mentions that those events took place in the 70s or the 80s, depending on the dating protocol used. At one point, Moffat briefly considered using the 8th Doctor to tell the story instead of the 9th Doctor after Eccleston dropped out, but realized that McGann's Doctor wasn't really suited to tell the darker story that he wanted to tell. The Moment, a character that only the War Doctor can see and hear, was strongly influenced by A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Much more music was written and recorded for this special, but down the line the production team elected to use legacy music from previous adventures. But some of the music written for this special went on to be featured in future adventures. Archive footage of the classic 8 Doctors was used from adventures such as the Daleks, the Tomb of the Cybermen, Colony in Space, and others. 2 specially recorded scenes were shown before the special in cinemas. The first featured Commander Strax lecturing viewers about cinema etiquette. The second featured the 10th and 11th Doctor instructing viewers to put on their 3D glasses. When pre-production on this special began, Jenna Coleman was the only actor who was under contract to appear. As a result, Moffat started writing a special called The No Doctors, just in case no doctors showed up. At one point, the script included posters for the Peter Cushing Doctor Who movies and would reveal that they were American adaptations of the Doctor's companions' accounts. Stephen Moffat has stated that he does not believe that the Doctor has changed his past about destroying Gallifrey. He says, "This is how it's always happened. The Doctor had just forgotten." Similarly to the special The 5 Doctors, the end credits feature all of the actors who have played the Doctor in reverse order of their incarnations. Osgood uses her long scarf to trip a Zygon duplicate. The 4th Doctor, in his first adventure, The Robots, also used his scarf to trip an enemy. Stephen Moffat granted publication of his initial The Day of the Doctor special featuring Christopher Eccleston's The 9th Doctor in the anthology A Second Target for Tommy. The General's comment, "I didn't know when I was well off," mirrors the Brigadier's comment in the special The 3 Doctors. Since the special was to be shot in 3D, the production team pored over a whole bunch of recent 3D movies in order to get an idea of how the special should be filmed. As a result, aspects of the Time War changed greatly over time. With Peter Capaldi's brief uncredited appearance as the 12th Doctor, this is the first time that a new incarnation of the Doctor had been introduced before his predecessor's departure. Just before John Hurt's War Doctor regenerates, he says that he's wearing a bit thin. The exact same line that William Hartnell's first Doctor said before the first regeneration in the show's history. John Guyler did the voiceover for the first Doctor as the character was required to mention Gallifrey. Gallifrey, as a planet, had not been named until 8 years after Hartnell's departure from the show. Moffat was later quoted as saying, "Number 9 may not have turned up for the celebrations, but there would have been no party without him." Stick around for tomorrow's video where we talk about the next episode, The Time of the Doctor. But that's it for this episode of my Doctor Who Rewatch. As always, my name is Travis. Thank you for listening to what I have to say, and you will see me tomorrow.